20th of February 2010. The power of something or someone has limit. We are always using the power of something, someone. We are just paying attention to the created time and place. We are using our body and mind by thinking as something, someone, everything, everyone. That's why our action is not free. Our knowing is also not free. It has limit. Meditation is not changing the label, not changing the name, not changing our body and mind, just changing the power behind our action. Instead of using the limited power or created power, by practicing this method, limitless power will be behind our action. Now, something is controlling our action. Something or someone is always controlling all our action of mind and body. Because of this practice, the wisdom will control our body and mind. This is changing the controller, not changing our action, not changing our mind. That's why in this practice, body is not important. Mind is not important. For human society, body and mind is important. But human society is not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Because we are focusing on our body and mind. This practice is quite opposite with our tradition. It is changing the power behind our action. That's why who we are is not important. What we are doing is not important. Where we live is not important. By paying attention to the truth, which is not something, not someone, just ever new impermanent energy only. Trying to believe in impermanent nature or energy, which is not something, not someone. Trying not to forget the only truth, just impermanent nature, but not something, not someone. The truth has power. By believing that truth, we are not paying attention to our mind and body. Just practice freely. Don't think about what to do, how to do, how long to do, where to do. Just try not to forget the truth of ever new impermanent energy, which is not something, not someone. This trying must be without I, without something. This trying is also ever new impermanent energy. Don't think about something or someone, time and place. Just pay attention to the impermanent nature only. This action is also just impermanent nature only. This action is not something. Nobody is practicing, just practicing only. Knowing about that truth is also just knowing only, which is also impermanent nature. Just meditate only. Stop the idea of to do something. Be free by accepting the truth, which is just ever new impermanent energy, not something, not someone. You can do what you must do. For your body, you can use your body in its style. But try not to forget the truth, just ever new impermanent energy only. not something, not someone. That practicing must be without I, without something. Meditation is just meditation only. Just meditate. Don't think of something or someone, time and place. This practice intends to solve misunderstanding of something or someone as real. Believe in not something, not someone, just ever new impermanent nature. In this way, we are stopping our traditional mind work. Our mind is always busy with something and everything, someone and everyone, time and place. It will never end. If we accept something, there is a lot of endless something behind something. If we accept the time, second, minute, hours, there is endless time behind our pleasant action. That's why, by believing not something, not someone, not the time, not the place, just impermanent nature only, trying to stop our traditional mind habit, this practice will destroy attachments to something or someone. Because of this practice, we can use our mind and body freely, without grasping, without misunderstanding as something. If you think about body and mind, it will never end. If you think about life, it will never end. To stop that endless work, believe the truth, just ever new impermanent nature only, not something, not someone. Our believing must be without I, without someone, without something. It must be practicing only, doing only. Doing by someone is using the limited power. Doing only is using unlimited power. Meditation is trying to go beyond the limits. Just accept ever new impermanent nature only. It will stop thinking or paying attention to something or someone. Method is just method only, not this method, not that method. Practicing is only just practicing only. Nobody is practicing. Wisdom is also just wisdom only. It may concern with our mind. No one owns that wisdom. Mind is just mind only. Wisdom is just wisdom only. Wisdom is not something. It is permanent. It is forever. This body and mind is not forever. In this way, not to forget the impermanent nature is important. What we are doing is not important. What happened to our mind and body is not important. The body will be hot and cold, pain and release. Our body is working its nature. Our mind is also working its nature. Don't disturb its nature. Just believe ever new impermanent nature only. Not something, not someone. If you pay attention to our body and mind, it will never end. By paying attention to our body and mind, we can understand only about our body and mind. The truth is not something, not someone. This body and mind is just to use only, not to grasp, not to occupy, not to think as real. The subject I am explaining is about not something, not someone, not the time, not the place, just ever new impermanent nature only. After that, permanent nature. Because of this practice, wisdom, which is not something, will appear, which know about impermanent nature. action of impermanent nature and knowing of impermanent nature. Continuous wisdom will lead to wisdom, perfect wisdom, which know about permanent nature. February 2010. Meditation is not directly concerned with our pleasant mind and body. It is not body work. It is not mind work also. Only right understanding is important. Our body and mind is just to use only, not to occupy as our own, not to misunderstand as something or everything, someone or everyone. Something or everything is just name, just label. The truth is just being, not something, not someone. That being only is not something, not someone, which is just ever new impermanent nature only. We must meditate, but we must stop the idea of doing something. Instead of believing something or someone is true, trying to believe not something, not someone, just being only, which is ever new impermanent nature. Trying to believe freely something or someone has limit. It is not free. Believe in being only, not something, not someone, just impermanent nature. Pleasant action of believing in impermanent nature must be without someone, without something. Believing must be just action only. It must not represent to something or someone. By believing the truth, which is being only, action only, believing only, knowing is also knowing only, trying to stop the idea of something, someone, time and place as real. Believing in being only, action only, knowing only is right understanding. By accepting the right understanding continuously, wrong understanding will become weaker and weaker. The aim of this practice is to change believing from temporary truth to eternal truth. Temporary truth has temporary power only, not permanent. Eternal truth has permanent power. Stop believing in something or someone. Stop believing in not something, not someone. Just ever new impermanent nature only. This practice intends to go beyond limit, beyond all limits. You can use your body and mind, what you must do, but try not to forget the truth of ever new impermanent nature. It is possible doing with right understanding, doing with the idea of someone or something is wrong understanding. It is using the power which is impermanent. By doing only, it is using the limitless power. By continuous believing in being only, action only, doing only, knowing only, which is just ever new impermanent nature, not something, not someone. In this way, we are stopping the idea of something or someone. My teaching is to use only, not to occupy as something, just to use. Don't grasp it. If you think my teaching is something, which means you cannot stop the idea of something. That's why there will be no real wisdom. To use only, not to occupy. Right understanding of ever new impermanent nature is important. What you are doing is not important. Who you are, where you live is not important. By paying more and more attention to eternal truth, stop paying attention to yourself, to your body and mind. Body and mind is just body and mind only. Not mine, not yours. Just to use only. Just to use only. Just to use only.